everyone. We have no sound system, so who can hear me? All right. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you all for coming, my friends, my neighbors, my coworkers, Franklin County. I am Linda Dunleavy from the Franklin Regional Council of Governments. I'm here to welcome you to this press conference, and I'm going to start with some sobering information. Because who doesn't want sobering information at a celebration? So, Franklin County population has been stagnant for about 30 years. The population projections for Franklin County for the next 30 years is that we will lose 25% of our population, and we will have the oldest median age of any county in Massachusetts. This is bad for Franklin County. It's bad for our residents, our municipalities, our businesses, but I would argue it's also bad for all of Massachusetts. Yes. We will be a drain on the Massachusetts economy if we allow this to happen. And we need Boston to know that they need to help us to make sure that we don't lose this population. So what do we need to do? We need to create housing, we need to create jobs, and we need a robust transportation network. Woohoo! So, hopefully, I forgot to say, and we need to do all of those things all at the same time. Easy enough. So, thank you, Natalie. So hopefully you've seen that there's been an increase in the number of bike lanes and sidewalks in Franklin County. Hopefully you know about the FRTA Access Program, which is an innovative and unique microtransit system that allows residents of Franklin County to fill paratransit vehicles to get to your job, to get to school, to get to church, to get to a medical appointment. And if we are able to expand that, that is going to be how we provide public transportation to our very rural region. But we also need passenger rail. We need to be able to get to Boston via rail. We've had it. I think it stopped in 1989.
58.
58? Well, yeah. Beth and I were searching for someone who remembers taking the trains. It now is clear why we couldn't find someone. You remember?
I remember.
She's right here.
Mary.
So by bringing back north-south passenger rail, we are opening up economic opportunity. We are better able to welcome young families with children back to our schools, back to our towns. We provide a pathway for us to get easily to Boston and for Boston to get out here to see the splendor of Franklin County. So we can do it if we work at it. And Ben's going to tell you, Ben from Trains in the Valley is going to tell you a bit more about the study and about the proposed service. Thank you.
So as Linda said, there's no PA system, so I'm going to try to raise my voice here. My name's Ben Heckscher. I'm from the group Trains in the Valley. We formed about 8 years ago to advocate for rail service, and as you can see here, through the efforts of advocates and the public and elected officials and the planners, of course, we have rail service in Greenfield. But we don't have enough rail service because we have another rail line that's right behind us here. This line that goes this way is the north-south line. It's the same line, but a track over, 2 tracks over, is the east-west line that runs from Boston out to North Adams. And thanks to the effort of Senator Comerford and Rep. Blay, a bill was introduced 5 or maybe 6 years ago to prepare a study which is the first step for any kind of a new service, particularly this kind of new service on this rail line, which hasn't seen rail since 1958. The study is now winding up, and the goal is that we don't want this study to land on a shelf. We want this study to be opened up, to looked at carefully by the rail division within MassDOT, and for this project to move forward in one way or another. And what do I mean by one way or another? You can say, the study said you could spend billions of dollars to do this project. That's what the East-West Rail Study said too. But the East-West Rail Study moved to planning and development and then shortly to construction with far less money than that. Just as we did here, this kind of rail service can be offered in incremental steps without waiting for billions of dollars to come from the federal government or from the state budget. So really the goal here is to get this project out of the study phase and into the development and planning phase so we can get to construction, just like happened with the Knowledge Corridor project. So with that comment, I'm going to return it over to Representative Zlotnick, who's going to take us to the next step of the program. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here. I represent the city of Gardner and the surrounding towns. And we had passenger rail service. It stopped right around the time I was born. I don't think there's a connection between those two events. But prior to that, and it can be again, rail service to Gardner was an important part of our economy. It was an important part of the way people got around. And I think looking forward, we certainly need that back, but I think we have to reimagine the way that we look at this. It's not about connecting just Gardner to Boston or Gardner to Greenfield. It's about connecting all these communities to the wider rail network. It's about being able to get on a train in Gardner and go to New York or go to Vermont or Montreal or the rest of the rail network that crisscrosses this country, that will not just present opportunities for commuters to get to and from job centers closer to Boston, out to where they live in the central part of the state, but to also be able to connect those people coming to see us and our own residents being able to get anywhere else they want to go at an affordable, convenient, and available way. And that's what this is really all about. We've been fortunate in recent years to get more federal investment like this project, a similar project out my way. But now it's important to start planning what those next steps are going to look like and make sure that we're doing it in a very deliberate, conscientious, and impactful way. So my partner on this Gardner to Greenfield venture is Representative Natalie Blais, who will take us through the next part of this.
Wow, it is incredible to be here with you today, and especially with my colleagues, Senator Comerford and Representative Zlotnick, but most of all, and most importantly, all of you. Let's get We can't do this without you. We need you working alongside us and helping us to bring this message to Boston. And the fact that so many of you showed up here today shows how important this connection is to Franklin County. Let me tell you that it is an honor and a privilege for me to have worked for Congressman John Olver. And let me tell you that the location of this intermodal facility was very intentional. It was intentional so that we could have connections to bus and rail and bikes and everything else that you can imagine here in Franklin County. So the only thing that I have to say to you here today is let's continue this work. Let's bring the train back to the Northern Tier Rail along Route 2, and let's make John Olver proud. It's my extraordinary honor to work alongside Senator Joe Comerford in representing Greenfield, and I will turn it over to Senator Joe Comerford.
Thank you, sister. Hi, everybody. I'm the closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to close with a cheer. I'm going to say, bring back. And everybody here is going to say, the train. Okay? And we're going to get this on video, and we're going to send it to Boston so they hear your voices. Okay? All right. Yes. Bring back. The train. Bring back. The train. Bring back. The train. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I'm holding a letter in my hand. On November 14th, we sent this letter, and we sent it to a wonderful Secretary, Monica Tibbetts-Nutt of the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. We sent it to the governor, to the lieutenant governor, to the economic development secretary, to the environment and energy secretary, and all of their staff. Why did they receive this letter? because more than 100 entities in our region, not just Franklin County, friends, I'm talking Berkshire to Middlesex County, more than 100 entities joined together in an unprecedented show of support. In all my time living in this beautiful region, I have never seen such cross-county organizing, and it's because we have an unparalleled prospect in front of us, a promise that we can unite our region from Berkshire to Franklin to northern Worcester County and into Boston. Now, the 4 western counties, right, we're big. We know that. We're big in size, we're big in opportunity, and so we have the North-South Rail, as Rep. Blais said so beautifully, thanks to John Ulver, Linda Dunleavy, and so many other people who made this possible. We also have a Southern Tier project going, right, connecting Pittsfield into Boston. We have a pilot going on to hook up New York to the southern Berkshires. But we're big enough to want to connect our Northern Tier like we should. It's been too long absent, friends, and we can do this. So they've received this letter, and it's, again, 40 municipalities, plus some big dogs, I call them, right? Like Greenfield Savings Bank, like Bay State Franklin, like the RPAs in the region, right? That is who signed this letter, because they, like us, know that we have to fight together to make sure that Boston hears us. It's important to note, I just want to build for a moment on what Ben said. These tracks are down. They're down. 2 freight trains run on these tracks, starting passenger rail, which was, again, cut short, I think prematurely short, it will not take us constructing new tracks entirely. Sure, there'll be track improvements, absolutely, as there should be, but we can do this if we find the political and social will, and that's what people power is all about. So we're going to close today. I think we're going to take more pictures. So let's close with another chant. All right. So bring back the train. We'll do it 3 times. Really, really, really loud. Okay. And feel free to raise your fists in the air. Okay. Let's we don't have to send the video. Maybe they'll hear the rumbling from Western Mass. Okay. Bring back the train. Bring back the train. Bring back the train. All right. Thanks for I think we can take on topic. We'll take any on topic media questions if you have them. Otherwise, we can do separate interviews. That's all fine. Separate? Okay, we'll do separate. Thanks, everybody. You're welcome.